whenever they were designed, they were planned to be, they were formed just like to be components of walking. जब भी शुरू किया गया, जब भी बनाया गया कि ये पैटर्न्स बनाए जाए, तो वो ऐसे बनाए गए नहीं। फ्लैट ही रखना है, अगर ऐसे रखना हो तो कभी पेशेंट के ऊपर बैग रख दो, रखना है थक जाएगी तुम्हारी गर्दन। So they were thought to be as components of walking, that they will assist in walking. So pattern number 1 is D1
इससे बोलो थोड़ा पीछे।
D1 flexion, D1 flexion. आइए चलिए देखते हैं what are the positions in D1. So hip is in a position of flexion, ठीक है। adduction नहीं, rotations external. hip is first in a flexion or position of flexion, external rotation and adduction, ठीक है। knee is in flex position, ankle we have to do it dorsiflexion, and many a times with dorsiflexion we add inversion, okay, we add inversion. This is inversion, this is eversion. ये ओके है सबको? आई थिंक मैं भी क्लियर हूँ इसमें क्या ये inversion है और ये eversion है। ओके, सो फ्रॉम दिस पोजीशन नाउ वी मूव टू दिस। hip is now into from a position of flexion, now we into extension, abduction, ठीक है, rotation. From a position of external, now we have moved into internal rotation. Knee from a position of flexion and now moved into extension position. Ankle from a position of dorsiflexion and inversion is now into plantar flexion and eversion. Toes are into flexion. There was internal, there was external, internal. This to internal. Okay. So from this position we will move into this. Yeah. आइए फिर से देखते हैं एक बार. So hip from a position of flexion, adduction, external rotation, knee into flexion. Ankle should be into dorsiflexion at this side, and inversion will now come into extension. Abduction, internal rotation, knee into extension, ankle into plantar flexion and eversion. Clear? This is D1 flexion, and returning back is D1 extension. From this position, from this position, returning back is
this position.
D1. ये तो D1 ही है, D1 extension, है ना? अगर ये D1 flexion है, तो वापस आना D1
extension.
Clear? D1 flexion, D1
Extension.
Clear? So other is moving from the position of hip flexion, abduction, internal rotation, hip, abduction, flexion, internal rotation, knee flexion, again ankle in we add dorsiflexion and inversion, and we now move to a position of external. So hip into comparatively extended position. From abducted we now move into adducted position. Hip from an internal rotation, now we are here on external. We now move into internal rotation, knees into extension, ankles are into from a dorsiflexion position now into plantar flexion and eversion. Plantar flexion and eversion. Okay, let us practice once more. Yeah. So D2 flexion, this D2 extension. Okay, D2 from this position going back is D2 flexion. From here coming back is D2 extension. So this position is extension. This is flexion. This is extension. Ankle dorsiflexion और inversion. और यहाँ पे रहेगा plantar flexion और eversion. Many a times with extension we have plantar flexion along with eversion and dorsiflexion along with inversion. Dorsiflexion along with inversion and plantar flexion, dorsiflexion, inversion, plantar flexion, eversion. Okay? Clear? Okay. So moving into flexion and moving into extension. We can term this as moving into flexion and moving into extension. It will be done from both, and moving into flexion and into extension. Okay? Moving into flexion. और देखिए कैसे, जैसे इसमें कुछ हद तक D1 रहेगा, ठीक है, दूसरे वाले में कुछ लिमिट तक D2 रहेगा. Okay, when we practice both along with some components, moving into flexion and moving into extension could be done with both sides, right and left. Moving into flexion and moving into extension. Pelvis can be done in two ways. So you know what is elevation and depression? Moving up is elevation, coming down is depression. So pelvis can be elevation and depression. Can be superior, anterior or posterior. So neutral, हमारा neutral लेना जरूरी है. So this pelvic moving into this is anterior elevation. This is anterior elevation. Moving down is posterior depression. Moving down is posterior depression. From other, moving down at this is posterior depression, and moving up is anterior depression, and moving up is posterior elevation. We have two patterns: anterior elevation, posterior depression, and posterior elevation, anterior depression. Clear? Clear? Yes, sir. तो करते कैसे हम देख लेते हैं. थोड़ा ऐसे रहेंगे. We place our hands on the iliac crest, and what we ask the patient is, we slightly stretch and we ask the patient to pull up, but he should not be using major of the trunk. चलो करो. Okay, down. नहीं excess use कर रहे हो. चलो pull. बस इतना. This is the actual pelvis motion. करो. Done. Again. Pull up, down, down. Pull up. So this is anterior elevation and neutral. Anterior, pull and down. Okay, so you can be with both hands or use with one, reinforcing with the other arm. And again, your direction of pull should be this. Your direction of pull should be this. You are moving the patient into anterior elevation and you are pulling from the posterior side with downward. So pull. Pull up this and pull up this much. Okay. Now posterior depression. We place our hands on the tuberosity, shield tuberosity of the patient. We might place both hands. We first move the patient into anterior elevation and ask the patient to push down on my hands, push down on my hands and down. Again, push down on my hands, push down on my hands and down. Down. Again, push down on my hands, push down on my hands, push back, push back, push back and down. So this is posterior depression. And we ask the patient to slightly stretch down and ask the patient to push our hands. Push against our hands, push against our and elevating posteriorly. Okay? Elevating posterior and down again. Elevating posteriorly and down. Again, and elevating posteriorly and going down again. Elevating and down. But to move down, we don't have much scope. We hold from the ASIS only and we prevent the going downward. So pull. Posterior depression. Again, posterior depression.
Anterior depression.
Anterior depression. So we prevent this and anterior depression. Again, anterior
depression.
So this is our anterior
Depression.
Posterior elevation, anterior elevation.
Posterior depression and anterior depression.
Clear? We must all practice once.